gentlemen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Dr. Gao, thank you, and Dr. Wangroff, KSU, thank you so much for having me here. Last time, in the last Southbound meet in WDL, we talked about a global workforce with Infosys. This time, Dr. Gao threw me a different challenge. He said, you're an Indian in Kennesaw, living in Kennesaw, talk about China. Let's try that. So, we're going to talk about Infosys in China, and hopefully this is an example about how the future of the global economy looks from the lens of a global corporation. How do we look at China? How do we enter China? Why do we enter China? And what do we do about it? So I feel the last few years of our journey will throw some insight there. You know, there's a rumor that when Coca-Cola entered China in 1928, they're trying to look at how to represent the words Coca-Cola in Chinese. There are 40,000 characters in Chinese language, and when they tried to do that, they had to do a lot of research. Meanwhile, some entrepreneurial Chinese shopkeepers picked up the right characters, which they thought were right, and threw them on the boards. And the actual literal translation of those letters in Chinese was bite the wax tadpole. And another one read female horse fastened with wax. So with that horrific experience behind us, we wanted to enter China in a safer way. So we started in 2004. We did not try and map our name to 40,000 characters in Chinese. But what we did was, the first thing was, we wanted to translate our vision into China. Our vision globally is to be the most respected global corporation. As simple as that. Respected by all stakeholders. Students, shareholders, employees, customers, all alike. And so the first thing we did is we said, we should be the most respected corporation in China. And some of the reasons we went into China was our clients telling us, look, we are entering China as a market. We want our partners, Infosys in particular, to be in China with us, advising us, consulting us, etc. So we were partnering them on their Go East strategy. We were supporting their global systems 24/7, and that became an interesting argument where we could have one shift of people in the US supporting the systems during the day here, another set of people in India supporting the systems during the day in India, and then guess what? A third shift emerged in China. So we could use follow the sun approach where people could work during the daytime and still support systems and processes 24/7. And finally, the last one was de-risking. In 2004, we were concentrated in India as a talent base. Now that is completely a risky proposition when you're looking at global expansion. So we set up centers in Europe, in Latin America, in Australia, in the US, in Canada, and in China. So it was an important de-risking strategy. That's how we looked at China from a market, from a talent hub, from a de-risking perspective. Now, we always thought we pioneered the on-site offshore delivery model in delivering projects. We wanted to take that and make it super special, leveraging China. So we set up centers in Shanghai, in Beijing, now in Hangzhou, recently in Dalian, and even an education center in Jiaxing. Today, we are close to 4,000 employees actually in China and operating in about 6 cities. Most importantly, if you ever think that a global multinational client of ours is worried about, oh, I'm going to be serviced by Chinese employees, are there security issues, are there issues with IP protection, etc., all that's BS. 87 multinational corporations today are serviced by us from Infosys China, and I've not yet met a client who, after understanding how we do it, has said, oh, I'm still worried about China. So that's, shows all the myths about working from China or, servicing clients from China. And this is proof. Almost all the top companies in the world, our clients, love to be serviced from Infosys China. Whether it's in the beverages industry, in banks, in retail, in computer software, or in healthcare. Everybody is getting comfortable with China. Get the notion out that anyone doesn't or has any concerns being serviced from China. Now, what are we doing further in China? We've committed to set up another large Shanghai center with about $150 million of investments, more than 8,000 seats coming up. With 4,000 employees, we are setting up a center with more than 8,000 seats, which means we are expecting to grow to more than 10,000 employees very, very soon, within the next couple of years. We are developing an ecosystem. So this is not a surgical Infosys strike. Go in, get talent, serve market, get out. No. This is an ecosystem we are creating with university relationships, internship programs, engagement with the Shanghai local governments there, and even with the mayor of Shanghai, who has us on his leadership advisory council. And that shows the Chinese government, local and state, really stretching and reaching out to us to work with us in developing that ecosystem. And that's the pipeline for the future. So this is what we've done so far. If you look at 2011 and 2012, there's more investments coming all along. Our global training university today in India is in Mysore, which can train 15,000 new employees concurrently and get them ready for the market. We want to recreate that in China. In Jiaxing, we've established a facility which now can do close to 500 to 1,000 employees, train them. There's full-time faculty. It's almost like a university there, which trains employees to get them ready for the market. New Chinese recruits, mostly. We are really investing hard in that. On IP, IP rights and security, which was a big concern early in the earlier days, we've established strong norms besides the customary ISO 27001 certification. We've had infrastructure security, we've had policy security, contractual security. These are important to meet concerns of new clients and new companies entering China. And finally, talent. Last year we received 10,000 applications in China. We recruited 15% of them. This year we'll probably recruit more than 4,000 people in China and 40,000 people plus globally. We've created that foundation entrance program to develop talent in China further and further. And we've been recognized for it. Whether it's the best HR team in China, whether it's the best IT company in China, or among the top 10 IT companies in China, on the Leadership Advisory Council, and so on. As Confucius famously said, a 1,000-mile journey begins with one small step. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dalani. Raise your hand if you ever have booked a hotel with Hotels.com. Next, you're about to listen to its founder, Mr. Nitin Shah, who is the chairman and CEO of Embassy National Bank and president of Imperial Investments Group. He was also a co-founder of Hotels.com, and his new job is KSU Asian Studies Advisory Board member. Mr. Shah serves as president of Imperial Investment Group, Inc., a Georgia-based hospitality company he founded in 1984, which currently has assets approaching $100 million, including 15 hotels and a variety of commercial real estate projects. Mr. Shah is also the chairman and CEO of Embassy National Bank, an Atlanta-based community bank he helped to establish in 2007, which has grown to $70 million in assets. In 1999, Mr. Shah collaborated with a colleague to develop the URL Hotels.com into a solid business venture, which has eventually sold to the Hotel Reservations Network. Mr. Shah holds an undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Bombay and an MBA from Georgia College and State University. Let's welcome Mr. Shah.
Don't wonder that I am jack of all, master of none. I began my life as an engineer in Bombay, became an accidental hotelier, and then became an accidental banker. So I'm born defective, I guess. I'm a serial entrepreneur with a entrepreneur defective DNA. But I enjoy business. I think, in my opinion, all businesses are the same. You hire talented people who are extremely motivated, high energy people. You service the customer in the best possible way, and the profit follows. Whether you sell room, whether you sell room on internet, or whether you sell money in bank. None of these fundamentals change. And I think they're global in nature. People in India and small villages want to be served as respectfully as possible as people in America. So the service component will never change. I think the only differentiator in life would be how you service your customers. And that is directly proportional to how you hire your talent. In the 70s, I remember people used to say profit was first, customer was second, and then employees came third. And then suddenly came 80s and people say, oh no, you need to have customer first, and then take care of employees, and then profit will follow. Then came 90s, said, no, employees first. If you have good employees, then you'll have good customers, and then profit will follow. So we see the evaluation of how enterprise have run all over the world. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Mr. Gao told me to talk about the future of India. And it's a little bit easier for me because I'm from India, so I don't have as challenging task as you, Sandeep. But believe it or not, within about 30 more years, India will be the third largest economy in the world, surpassing even China in population. And people are projecting that may happen even by 2025 or 2030. So India, China, in my opinion, own the next century, if not at least the next 4 or 5 decades. How does entrepreneur like me, or any global corporations, or any middle market company enter into this company? What are the challenges specifically in India? Opportunities are boundless, absolutely boundless. Just talk about my hotel business. We started our back office function in India in 2001. I could not afford a lot of employees to manage hotels in 5 states. So I figured out a way, if I hired CPAs in India and did all my accounting in India, I'll be much able to service my customer here. So we hired a bunch of people, like technology people in there, like Infosys, created our own enterprise in India, gave them, so the minute you check out from here, your folios is transferred and scanned to India. And they consolidate all the 15 hotels accounting. They run P&L, they run balance sheet, they run payrolls, they run who has overtime, who didn't do overtime. Everything that I hated to do in India, in America, is done in India at 10 cents on a dollar. And I get better results. Because when I wake up in the morning, my flash report is ready on my iPhone. I can see which hotels did better than last month, than last year, which did according to the budget, which did not. And they even color it for me, so I just have to look for red color. So, and you won't believe it, recently we even installed what we call e-security. There are cameras in hotels, they're watched by people in India. So if I have somebody behind my hotel who is wandering around and nobody knows, then the guy from India will call the front desk, thanks to OneEdge for free. Hey, you have somebody behind the hotel, if you want to send somebody. So we have created what in India we call e-Gurkha. Gurkha means, security guard. So that's the extent to which we are utilizing India. Because you can hire a CPA in India at 1/10 the cost of you can hire a secretary here. And Indian system of becoming accounting is so rigorous that those people are extremely talented. Having the other side of the hospitality, guess how many rooms are in India? There are about 4 million rooms in America, 47,000 hotels in America. India has the same number of rooms as we have in Atlanta. Entire country of 300 million people ready to travel, which is the middle class of India.